Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here today with the 13th and final episode of Realist Hero. So, honestly, I don't really know what's going to happen in this episode. I think this is about where I stopped reading the light novel, so it's a mystery to me as well. I'm expecting for us to see a little bit more in regards to Roroa. I'm still expecting her to eventually join up with Soma at the end, whereas her brother is probably going to go off and, go to the Empire and whatnot, and we get into the next conflict, of course, which potentially could be with the Empire. Beyond that, though, no clue as for now. Let's get into it and see if my guesses are correct. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright. Yeah, there's still 2 more countries between Soma and the Empire. Right, you see Amadomia over there, you see the mercenary nation, Zamu. And what is that, the Star Dragon Mountains or something? Oh, I remember her though. Sounds nice. Yay. Oh, we actually get to see her. Alright. Actually, I think we did see her a little bit earlier in the episodes, though. Yep. Ilias went crying to the Empire. So you need to be balanced, right? Although I think at Soma's core, he's not really a realist, right? And I've been saying this since the very beginning. He doesn't really strike me as a like his actions might, but those are the results of him weighing the consequences of his actions, the path that he chose to do. It doesn't mean that he necessarily wants to do it, though. I guess technically nobody said that uh, you need to agree with things in order to be a realist. I guess you could argue that it's precisely because you're doing stuff that doesn't agree with your heart that makes you a realist, right? I guess yeah, I guess the onus is on me, actually. when I first read the title of this, I was expecting more, I guess something like Senki, right? Where the protagonist there very clearly just does things as is. Always reliant on logic and whatnot. Yeah, I'm guessing Roroa is going to be the one who solves the governance problem. She doesn't know the word Renaissance. Yep, yep. A whole new round of negotiations. So, I'm guessing reference maybe opium? You can eat it, yeah. Probably kind of like potatoes, right? Yeah. This calls for automation! Machinery. Though, considering that. No. Really? Huh. Okay. I guess the answer was more natural. Okay, what are you guys up to now? Like, honestly, I feel like Druna would easily be able to be recognized. Oh, wait, okay. Huh. I thought he actually had some reason for being out here, but alright. Wait, is this Ruroa's? Isn't this Ruroa's shop? No, he definitely knows who he is. And I'm kind of surprised that Roro was able to walk, like, to just walk on the streets with no problem, eh? Wait, is she actually literally headed back towards this store? Okay, alright. Or are they going to, I don't know, meet on the streets or something? Good going. Hairpin, right? Cute. I'd say so. Oh, steamingly dumplings.
それじゃあ露店で何か買おうか。ミリーネコロッケもなかなかいけるな。
この揚げ卵も美味しいですよ。半熟の黄身でやけどしそうですけど。
A bit of calm before the storm, eh?
まさか宝珠放送をこんな風に使うとは。
Oh, here it is.
帝国軍がこんな敵地深くに。
我が国に導入したい制度ですね。帰国後に検討しましょう。こちらに敵意はありません。歌姫のジュナ殿。
あなたは
グランケイオス帝国女皇マリア・ユーフォリアの妹ジャンヌと申します。
我が占領下にあるバンに乗り込んでくるとは随分と強胆だな。
交渉相手をこの目で見たかっただけなのです。噂だけではどんな相手か判断できませんから。
噂？
何でも破綻寸前だった王国の経済を立て直した名君ですとか、食べる習慣のなかったものの調理法を編み出し食糧難を救ったですとか、それと無類の公職家であるという
Oh, you knew? Okay, I like her already. Right, just like idol, star, actor, flight attendant, nurse. Right. So in a way, it's just to placate all the other members.
待ってください。
That's foreign relations for you.
非加盟国にも戦争支援金を要求し、さもなければ同等の犠牲を払ってもらう。
返す言葉もありません。
ぶっちゃけた話、勇者召喚が成功するとは思っていなかったんじゃないか。帝国は召喚を行ったという事実のみで加盟国を説得できると踏んでいた。
A symbolic act, basically.
しかし、結果として相馬殿が召喚されてしまいました。呼び出されたあなたは、アルベルト殿から王位を譲られてからというもの、国の立て直しに奔走され、支援金まで捻出してくださいました。
さっきも言ったけど、過ぎたことだ。事情が分かってからは恨みに思っていないよ。それに。
It's not too bad here at this moment.
まあ、気にしてバンの領有を認めてくれるっていうなら、それでもいいけど。
残念ながら、私にも守るべき家族がいますので。
そうか。ならば交渉するしかないな。
ええ。その時はどうか、お手柔らかにお願いします。
Nice.
交渉になりそうだ。
Don't you just love it when everybody acts reasonably and logically?
よかったわね。
None of that, we're the bad guys for the sake of being bad guys kind of thing.
お土産をいただけるなんて強烈至極です。
Lipstick, eh?
よかったですね。アイーシャさん。はい、チュナ殿。このリップで女を磨いてみせます。そして、いつまでも。
Don't worry, you have something.
もちろん、リーシアの分もあるよ。
ありがとう。吹き抜ける風、世界を。
Okay. Okay, I guess there's not really too much else at the ending here. Yeah, I don't think there is too much else. I'm going to quickly check if there is going to be a sequel, and I'll see you guys after this. Well, guys, so apparently, I just checked the official sites and whatnot, and this series actually is going to get a second season, and rather quickly as well. It's slated to air in January of 2022, which would be the winter season of 2022, and so yeah, I certainly was not expecting this to actually get a second season. Don't get me wrong, I love the series itself, but anime adaptation, I'm not really sure if it's all that popular, if you will, and as well as the actual quality of the anime was, kind of iffy, right? But I'll talk more about that at the end there. So let's talk a little bit about this episode, right? And, mostly, the first half of it, we get a little bit of a, some R&R, some relaxing and whatnot, which was great. Things in terms of Roroa and Julius did pretty much go as I expect, although I think Roroa will probably need a little bit more convincing, right? Considering it was her father that was killed, so maybe potentially, she's still going to be up to some mischievous things or whatnot. I guess you can't really call it mischievous things. She's probably going to really want to try and kick Soma out and whatnot. But I have my feeling that she's probably going to be part of Soma's harem at the end of all this, as will probably be Jean and her sister, right? But that's for in the future, anyways. So. What I really liked about this particular episode, and by the way, I definitely did not actually read this far. So what I liked about this episode is in the portrayal of the Empire, right? So, in the past, we've always been, I think it really works a lot better when the empire is not just this overbearing kind of, kind of strong country that's trying to bully the smaller countries into submission, right? Which was really how they sort of portrayed the country very early on. They tried to portray the empire as this bully, trying to extract resources from all the lesser countries of you. I mean, potentially under the grand name of fighting against the demons and whatnot, but who really knows, right? But this episode pretty much confirms that, yeah, the empire is trying to do some good things, and in fact they're also acting quite considerate towards the other countries as well, giving them ample dignity and allowing them to save face, but still at the same time being able to provide them protection against the demons and so on and so forth. But still, and the thing about what I like about this the most is that the antagonists are not just antagonists for the sake of being antagonists, right? They're not just like the bad guys for being bad guys. They have their own reasons, and in fact, in this case, I think what you could say is the Empire is acting really, really reasonable, right? If we put this situation into like the modern world, really, you can't really fault the Empire for acting this way. They are a strong country, and they are on the front line of the. They are in the front line fighting a battle, and they even are considerate in the fact that they just want a symbolic gesture from the more economically starved nations, if you will, and still being like, okay, don't worry, I got it, just do your symbolic thing, I will still protect you, I will still fight on the front lines and whatnot, right? And I just love how it goes on like this, and a very cordial sort of back and forth dialogue there. They're obviously going to not just have an armed conflict for the sake of having an armed conflict. They're going to negotiate, right? And I've no doubt that probably Soma is going to have to also promise to do some things in order, like, I mean, this is really in the realm of foreign relations, right? And the art of diplomacy as well, right? So even if both sides agree that there's something that both sides can agree to, and which would be beneficial for everybody, they still need to play by the rules of this sort of diplomatic dance, if you will, which is some would say bureaucratic and whatnot, but it is just part of the way that foreign relations is in the modern world, and heck, even in the old days as well. Though in the old days probably you would have a lot more speaking power if your army is big enough, but these are reasonable people, and they're using reasonable methods to get to the end of this. But, I mean, potentially, at this point anyways. Obviously, we'll only know once we get into the second season here. Beyond that, what else to talk about from this episode? I mean, I guess really at the end of it's just a more overall thought of this series in general, right? And once again, I really like this series. I read the original light novels, and I think it's great. I love the concepts that go into it. How how the protagonist Soma obviously uses a lot of modern concepts, or you can't really even say rather modern concepts, but he has the knowledge of history, right? It's not just the fact that he knows physics, he knows science, he knows math, not just that kind of thing, right? Or he knows like political theory or that kind of stuff. He knows all of this, but more importantly, he knows the history of these ideas and how it came to be, right? And I think that's really, really important. Drawing on a lot of similar stories or things that happened in the past and utilizing it, drawing parallels to it and putting it into action in similar circumstances, pattern recognition, right? That kind of thing. I really love this kind of thing, especially since history is actually my major as well. And as well as foreign relations and whatnot. So I just love the idea that, hey, we are looking at something that kind of really, even though they are taking this in a sort of isekai, in a sort of fantasy setting, a lot of the concepts there can be used in modern worlds in sort of nation state level kind of relations, or if you like to do like nation building, country building, any of those management type of games, you would probably also really like this as well, right? Now, with that being said, though, even though I really do like the series, I still feel that the anime adaptation in particular, right, I've been saying this throughout these 13 episodes now, but I still feel that it misses out on a lot of the essence, I feel, of the series, particularly the monologues and, the inner thoughts of the characters and whatnot, as well as some portrayals of the characters is still not exactly... I still don't feel quite matches up with what I read in the light novels, but the latter part, I think that is much more of a subjective thing, right? People have their likes and their preferences and whatnot, but the former is something that I actually take a lot more I take a lot more beef with, because I feel like the monologues and the dialogues there are really, really important to understanding what the work actually entails, right? Soma is definitely very, very smart, right? And not only him, but also those around him as well. A king cannot rule alone. A ruler cannot rule alone. He needs others as well. To have these kinds of back and forths, to see them actually discuss things and reach a conclusion or whatnot, to me, that is really the fun part of all of this. Like, sure, we have the normal, like, kind of, the harem aspects, rom-com aspects. We have the daily live aspects. We sometimes have the war and fighting aspects of these kinds of things. But really, to me, a lot of why I watch this work or read this work in the first place is to see how he encounters a problem and how he systematically solves it, right? Using, of course, once again, the concepts that I mentioned before, drawing on his historical background, drawing on his own knowledge and whatnot, and so on and so forth, right? So I feel like really removing a lot of those monologues and whatnot just makes it seem a lot more... It simplifies, I feel. It simplifies the characters a lot, and it also simplifies a lot of the concepts in this particular work. But then again, this is the anime medium, I understand. But hey, even if it is the anime medium, you can still put some of that in there, right? But anyways, so beyond that though, what else to say for this? I guess not really much else, right? I am definitely looking forward to continuing to watch this in the future, and especially since in the second season that will definitely be that will definitely be a part where I have not read so far. So yeah, I was actually considering to re-pick up this light novel after this season ended, just because I've always wanted to continue reading on. It's just that I simply was a little priority here. But now that they are having a second season coming out, I guess I'll probably just watch the anime and then perhaps leaf through the light novel just to make sure I didn't miss anything important, right? Because as we've seen so far, right, just from adapting 2 volumes of the light novel in 13 episodes, they already missed a lot of stuff. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this episode and this series as a whole. Thank you guys for joining along, and especially if you are also fans of this series, and I do highly recommend you to check this out, the original light novels. It's definitely not... I mean, it has everything that we see within the anime, but it goes in a little bit more in depth, if you will. And some people may like it, some people may not. Some people might find this kind of topic dull. Different strokes for different folks, right? But anyways, highly recommend you guys check this out. And of course, if you are here just because of this series and you found my channel for this, feel free to check out my other stuff as well. And if not, well, hopefully I will see you guys again next year while season 2 airs. So with that being said, thank you guys, and I will hopefully see you guys next time. Bye bye.